Today on 3D Outdoors, Marc and I are going to be trying out the Appleton Estate 12-year-old rum right after this. All right, Appleton Estate 12-year. I have not tried this yet.
Oh, neither have I.
So this is brand new to both of us. And rum is a little bit different. You know, a lot of times I do reviews on bourbons and we have to worry about, like in America when we had Prohibition, and most of them had to stop unless they had a medicinal license. But with rum, this is from Jamaica, they didn't have that problem. So they just kept right on going. This started out in 17...
Oh, you're gonna...
in the 1700s.
Yes.
We won't be exact. We did do a little research before the video here, and there is a very deep, rich history behind this. And for something that dates back to 1700s, that way outdates what we have here in America, obviously. So we're going to get this opened up and give it a try.
Yep.
Good cork pop.
Yep.
Synthetic cork.
Yep.
Now they have undergone some changes to the bottles. I'll let you pour yours there so you can take what you want. I have one on the shelf back there that I think the bottle is a little more embellished. It's an older bottle and it's not as quite of an old of a rum. But you can see there, this is a bottle of the signature blend. I've used this in some recipes before, and I really like the way they did the bottle there. Although this is a screw cap and this is a fake cork, a little bit of difference there, but
yeah, and you know, you get the seal and this oval here, a little bit different, kind of a squatter bottle. It has a little bit more character to it. This has an embossed, which is, you know, it's all right. I guess a blend of the two would be great if there was this cork on this type of bottle. Maybe the embossing, maybe not, but it's still kind of a neat thing in it as well.
Yep. So yeah, just wanted to show that real quick here. But this company, like we said, goes back to the 1700s, and as it's gotten closer to modern history, shall we say, it was bought by an Italian company.
Yep.
So now it is owned by an Italian company, but it goes way, way back.
And it's still in Jamaica, from what we can tell. It's still got a plantation. They use the sugar cane from Jamaica that they grow there and produce this product from that locally grown sugar cane and just export it.
Yep. On the nose, it definitely has that Jamaican funk. You can smell it. What would you attribute that to? Like maybe a rotten banana almost?
I was thinking, you know, the way it says Appleton, even though it does kind of have sort of an apple smell to it, but kind of that rotten smell. Mm-hmm. And I will note, this is normally the glass I drink out of, so that's why I don't have the fancy little whiskey glass.
Yeah, and this isn't, if you've watched the other videos, this is not the glass you would normally see me drinking out of that has the 3D Outdoors emblem on it either.
Right.
This is a little different. I thought I'd try this out today. I'm actually going to put out a video coming up here on the best tasting glasses.
Oh.
And so I've purchased a few different style glasses, and we'll also do it against a highball as well, and we'll kind of decide what we think is the best at that time, but that'll be another video. But this still has the oval, the pointed top for the smelling. But yeah, it definitely has that funk.
So, for me, a lot more burn than I was expecting, but I I've had some of the other rums here. Some of them more candy flavoring, even when they're older. But the first impression I get off of this is that it's kind of like one of the other older rums I tried as an older Bacardi. This tastes like a cigar.
Agreed.
The cigar tastes great. This tastes like you're drinking a cigar instead of smoking it.
Yeah, it has that same funk that you get on the nose with the rotten, I would call it rotten banana. Somebody would probably correct me on that, but I would say that is still coming through on the taste. I have a little bit, just in the background, of a caramelized sugar. I wouldn't call it a brown sugar, but almost a burnt caramelized sugar. Maybe that comes from the sugar cane. And I very much agree that there's way more burn than I thought. I didn't even look to see what the proof was on this.
It's got like a woody note to it. You know, it's not a bourbon, but it's a rum. It's like you said, it's kind of more of a burnt sugar. Yeah,
and it's only 43% ABV, so that's only 86 proof. So that's not all that proofy. I mean, I've had plenty of bourbons and rums that hit in that level, and you don't get that much burn.
And I don't know exactly, but there could be the fact that you're working with more of a pure sugar as opposed to dealing with a grain that you're deriving the sugar from. You could get more alcohol out of it from that yeast interaction.
Or a different taste or different flavor out of that interaction too.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's just me, but a couple of sips in, I don't, and maybe this is the first drink of the day, but maybe, at least in my opinion, it doesn't seem quite as bright or not as burny as I go on. And I get a longer finish now, and maybe just a little bit of the natural banana comes through in the deep finish. It's a little smoother as it goes on. A little bit.
I'm getting more, I would say more of the earth tone, sort of dark wood, burnt. Not so much sweet, just.
Right. Yeah, I do taste a little oak on the end. Now, when you read in there, now, I think a lot of times, like rums, and I don't know, back in the 1700s, maybe they used brand new barrels. Maybe it doesn't taste anything like it did back then. But a lot of other alcohol manufacturers will use ex-whiskey or bourbon casks or Scotch casks or Irish whiskey casks to make their stuff. I wonder if this is put into a pre-used barrel and we're getting some of that.
The information that I looked up, the cursory information didn't have any of that in there. I don't know what this says. We didn't look at this directly. So the flavor profile on this, it's a smooth and sophisticated expression of aged rum, revealing aromas of toasted oak and hazelnut, followed by notes of dark cocoa and vanilla. So I definitely get the dark oak, or the toasted oak, and probably that hazelnut flavor, which I'm aware of, but I'm not. I don't drink a lot of hazelnut or eat a lot of hazelnut. So,
and to that point, we have somebody with a nut allergy.
Right.
so that kind of takes the hazelnut experience away from him.
It says they're aged in tropical climate of Jamaica, crafted with Jamaican limestone filtered water, no added flavors. So,
which is good, because rums, as a rule, don't follow the rules like bourbons do. So rum, they're allowed to add sugar, and they're allowed to add coloring. Where, like, if you pull a bourbon off the shelf, that is 100% no sugar and no added color. So this could have added caramel color, this could have added sugar, but I'm I'm guessing this doesn't, I'm not getting a sweet flavor.
No,
Like
it's
there's,
definitely having
there's
a
added
sweetness
sugar.
to it.
Now, like I said, I think, did we use an Appleton's in one of our previous recipes that you and I did together?
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure.
I know I've used it in a recipe before, so it'd probably be a good building block in a recipe. I don't know that I would sit down and say, I'm gonna sit down and pull something off the shelf and drink it neat like this and just sit back and relax. I don't know that I would reach for this.
I mean, this kind of goes along with a lot of those, some of these older, like this is a 12.
Yep.
Well, the 10 Bacardi that I tried, these are ones that the cigarness to it.
Yes, yes.
Sitting down, having a cigar will alter the flavor of what you're drinking, and since this already has that dark flavor that's kind of along the frame of a cigar, I think it would accent that.
Yep.
It could
True.
also accent something that's mixed, and since it has that kind of that hint of cocoa in there and a hint of vanilla or tan, like not really a tannin, but something similar to that, you could mix it into something that's like more of a not a light cocktail, but more of a heavier cocktail where you're mixing it in with more syrups and stuff.
Right, yep.
Something that isn't. So if in case you want to make something sweet, this doesn't start out as sweet. It doesn't overpower the sweetness then.
Right, this could be a good player in a drink.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. All right, and price point at the time of this filming and where we're at now. Obviously, your mileage is going to vary wherever you're at. Different states act different ways. I was just traveling this last weekend to a state where they heavily tax, what do they call, pleasure? So you get nailed on hotels, you get nailed on alcohols, tobaccos, any of that you get taxed heavily on. Now they don't tax on food or clothing in that state.
Right.
But an item like this would cost a lot more in that state once you add tax on. Where we're at, you just pay the regular standard sales tax on it. You don't get a premium tax added to it. So $42.99 in the state we're at for this $7.50, I think is a good value, especially if you have a drink that you're going to make with it.
Yep.
I'm not going to pull it to sit and drink it off the shelf neat.
And I will agree with you, as you take more sips of it, take some light sips out of it, and as you get it to experience on your tongue and breathe it through your nostrils and get that evaporative quality, it does change that flavor profile for a little bit, it changes it a bit. So it does get better with as you drink it.
Yes.
But like you said, it's a little harsh. Probably wouldn't be something you want to just sip and drink unless you're into that particular flavor.
Yeah, unless you're sitting down like you said and you're going to enjoy a cigar, and then maybe you pair it up.
Right.
And then they might blend perfectly together. So all in all, I think it's a great product. I love the history and the story behind it. The fact that it dates all the way back to the 1700s.
1748.
1748, it's on the back of the bottle. Just seen that there. That is really cool. It's embossed on the back of the bottle.
It's on the front too, I think.
So very cool. That's embossed on the bottle there. So it dates all the way back. Love the history. Love the story that we read through ahead of time. A great rendition. And again, there's several different age classes on that and price classes. This happens to be the 12. We've got the regular signature series, and I think there's a 6 over there.
We got this older one like you had before.
That's a signature, yep.
This is that bottle in the new version.
Yep, they changed bottles.
Is this the same one?
Yep.
Oh, it's 12.
So may I just have 12s. So yeah, I only have the 12 and the signature on the shelf right now. But the signature, when I bought it, I write the prices on them. It's 20 bucks. So if you're making a mixed drink or something, or you don't want to class it up quite as much as the $42.99, you could definitely get that. You can see I've used a bunch of that making drinks. So it makes a great mixer. And again, a pairer might be a good thing. You might be able to pair this and really enjoy it. So a great product, I think, all in all, just not my daily sipper. This is Dan and Mark with 3D Outdoors, reminding you to get into the outdoors and enjoy everything it has to offer. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button at the bottom, and you always follow us over at 3d-outdoors.com, which is our website where we pull everything together. See you next time.